Have you ever taken a selfie? Do you own a selfie stick? In case you're not sure what a selfie is, it's when you hold your camera at arm's length, usually with an extension, which is the selfie stick, and you take a photograph of yourself doing whatever you're doing or in front of any interesting thing that you happen to be visiting. I think the idea of a selfie is very interesting, since people used to take pictures with themselves on one side of the camera and whatever they were looking at on the other side of the camera. So whenever you wanted to get a picture of yourself with something else, you had to ask somebody to do you the favor and take the picture for you, and then try to be happy with whatever the results were. But when you can take a selfie, you can visit different places in the world, or just stand in your house and show what you're doing and what you enjoy. And then you can send it to whoever you want. You can post it wherever you'd like. And you can show people, look where I've been, and look what I do, and look what I enjoy. And that's a really nice thing, because if you live far away from your friends or your family, or if you go somewhere on vacation by yourself, or only with some of your family, not all of it, it's nice for them to see what you're doing and what you enjoy. And it's like sharing your life with those that you care about, even if you can't be near them, and even if they live very far away from you and you have not much contact with them anymore. People used to move away, and that was it. No one ever heard from them again. But nowadays, the world has shrunk into a much closer, friendlier community, that you can live in one part of the world and be friends with someone who is in a different hemisphere. You see how people really can care about almost anybody else just by knowing about their life. Because if you think about, oh, the millions of one kind of people, or that kind of community, and you don't really know anyone personally from there, so what does it matter to you? It's not really relevant. But if you hear their story, if you speak to one person, or see one or a few people, and you get to know them a little bit, and you understand them, then you feel for them. And if they need help, you're much more likely to offer your assistance. So that's why having a tighter, smaller world is very beneficial. It makes people care about each other. It also makes people accept each other more. Because if someone lives far away and does strange things and wears clothing that is not like yours and eats food that's not like yours, then you don't feel for them. But if you get to know them a little bit, then you become familiar with their styles, and they don't seem so strange to you, and you accept them for who they are. And that's a great thing, that people don't have to be ashamed for who they are, since everyone is usually wonderful, and people have interesting things to share to each other about their lifestyle and about the things that they enjoy doing. So whether you're a busy person who's always out and about and going on trips and busy with projects, and you want to share with everyone all the interesting things you've been doing, or painting, or cooking, or volunteering in Africa, you can show everyone else in your family or your friends or whoever's interested what you've been doing. And if you're just the kind of person like this cute little sloth who's sitting up here in the tree, who minds their own business and happily enjoys life and the warm sunlight and the leafy branches, and doesn't really have that much to offer to so many other people in a big way. Maybe in some small ways, here and there, but not in a grand way. So you can show people that this is your life, this is who you are, and this is what you're enjoying. So here's my sloth sitting in his tree, and he has some leafy branches for shade, and he has the nice sunlight shining off of him. And he is a furry animal, and he is very hospitable to green algae that grows on his arms and back. Since sloths don't move very fast at all, they actually tend to move very, very slowly and don't do very much except for climb around their trees and eat and sleep. So here's his long shaggy fur, and I found it very helpful that I have some synthetic paintbrushes that I cut to the right shape and size for all these details, because I wasn't really able to find the right kind of paintbrushes to use for small details. And I found on someone else's video that they simply buy synthetic paintbrushes, which are pretty cheap, and then they just cut them with a sharp scissor, and you can make a very small tip, or a diagonal, which is like a dagger brush. You can basically customize your paintbrushes with a pair of scissors. So that was really helpful for making all this long fur, and the eyes and the mouth, all the small fine details that can be tricky to get onto the paper or canvas or whatever you're working on. So I hope you find that a helpful, useful idea in case you do paint. Now, sloths are probably interesting in their own way. I don't know very much about them, but one time when I went to the zoo, the zookeepers were trying to get the sloth to move, and they had it climbing back and forth across a pole, and basically it was hanging upside down and walking across on its hands and feet. So they have these long toenails. They're either two-toed or three-toed, and they just basically walk upside down, hanging onto the branches or poles or whatever they have available. So here's my sloth sitting in his tree, and of course he has a phone on a selfie stick, and he's taking a picture of himself. And sloths very often look like they're smiling. That's how their faces are shaped. And what else? What could be worse? He's comfortable. He's got plenty of food around him to eat. So he's very happy with life, and he wants to show everyone else just how happy he is. So, as part of the YouTube community, I'd like to ask you to subscribe to my channel. It means a lot to me. And I hope you enjoyed this video. And you can let me know what you think about selfies and what you find them useful for. So there he's waving hello, and he's telling you to have a wonderful day. So I hope that you go and have just that. Have fun.